Welcome everyone to Inspired Elevation with yours truly, Candace G. And today we're going to talk about how to change your mind in order to change your life. Woo, powerful segment. So make sure you stay tuned and let's get into it. All right, let's go. All right, you guys. So this is a segment that is pretty intense. I would say that 90% of my clients that come to me, so first and foremost, most of my clients that come to me because they're going through some type of issue in their life or some type of stagnation, or there's something that's just not going the way that they would like it to go. So the first thing I look at is their perception. Like, what is it that how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about the world? What are your belief systems? Perception is everything. When I tell you, that governs your reality. So now, if your life is great, perfect, ideal, keep doing what you're doing. That means that you somehow believe that whatever your life is all about right now is possible. You believe that. So therefore, and it's working for you. So keep that. But if your life continuously, if you feel like you're repeating cycles, if you just feel like you're stagnant, if you feel like, you continue to, it's almost like you take 10 steps forward, get knocked down 12 steps, knocked back 12 steps. It's like, if that's how your life has been, like a rubber band effect, I call it a hamster wheel effect, where it's like I'm going. I'm using all this energy to try to move forward with my life, but yet I'm not moving forward with my life. It's likely you may have some limitations when it comes down to your perception, how you look at things, your perspective of life with life. So today we're going to talk about that. Mainly, what do you feel? What do you think? What do you believe? Your perception. Your perception is your belief system. Whatever you have adopted into your subconscious mind as being true. So even if you don't mean it per se, let's just say that you're a person where you are constantly struggling with your bills, with your finances, and you're praying. That's not what you really want. Of course you don't want that. You want some type of, you want stability. You want financial security. That's what you want. But if your perception, if your subconscious mind is saying that there's not enough money, there's always bills, there's always something I have to pay for, I don't believe in wealth, I don't believe that I can be wealthy, then you're absolutely right. The universe does not listen to your physical words per se. The universe vibes off of your internal perception, what your subconscious energy is saying. So whatever your subconscious energy is saying, is repeating over and over and over again, that's what the universe is listening to. So you can say something like, you know what, I really want love. I really want a healthy relationship. I really want people around me that really care about me. But if your subconscious energy, your perception is saying, I don't believe in love. I'm afraid of love. I can't trust anybody. I can't trust love. They're going to leave me. I want to be abandoned. If you have some deeper abandonment issues, that's what you're going to manifest. You're going to manifest and create that into your reality, meaning that you're only going to attract people with the same issues as you. Because why? The rule is that we can only be attracted to our reflections. You can attract anything and everything and everybody. You can attract a bumblebee, you can attract a bear, you can attract a person standing on the corner. It doesn't mean you'll be attracted to them, but whomever you're attracted to is a reflection of who you currently are. So with that being said, what's going to end up happening is your mind could be saying one thing, I really want this, I really need this in my life. You could be begging and praying for it. But if your subconscious mind does not believe it to be true, then guess what? You're going to attract and manifest whatever your subconscious mind believes to be true, which is lack, if that's what your subconscious mind is telling yourself, if that's what you're telling yourself subconsciously. I don't believe in it. It can't happen. It's not going to happen. I get a lot of people who are always, I want to be a millionaire. But in their mind, they don't believe they can be a millionaire. They don't believe they can be a hundredaire. What you call it? A hundredaire. They don't believe that. So it's like, and they continue to struggle throughout their life, and even get frustrated. So what has to end up happening is you have to change your mind. You have to change your perspective. In order for you to have real change in your life, you have to change your mind. You have to change your perspective. When you change your mind about certain things, then at that point in time is when your life begins to change. Um, I remember, and I actually hear this a lot. You guys, people talk about Atlanta and how bad the dating scene and everything is like that. And I used to kind of be in that swarm of energy, like, oh my God, it's people. I used to always say, I think it's cursed out here. I used to always say, I think Atlanta's cursed. I used to always say, like, it's crazy because everybody's single. Even the married people are single. Like, everybody's freaking single out here. These beautiful, attractive, educated, successful people. Why is everybody single? It must be, I think Atlanta's cursed. And I used to always say that because I would say it doesn't make sense. Like, people like in the halfway point in their life and their 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s out in the club and everybody's single. Like, what's going on? And so I remember I used to say that over and over and over again. And I found myself attracting other people that kind of felt the same way, that felt like there's no hope out here. I had to look at myself, and I'm just being personal right now. I had to look at myself. I had to change my perspective. I had to change my mind about who I am able to attract in my life. And when I realized that I was pushing away what it is that I wanted based off of my belief system, I made a conscious effort to shift that and turn that around. And that's when I began to attract people that actually are extremely gung-ho and extremely serious about relationships, actually a little bit too serious, but extremely cautious, extremely respectful of relationships, believe in love, believe that they can have a lifetime partnership. I begin to attract those type of people, lifelong friendships, long-lasting friendships and companionships and associations. So I had to change my perspective in order for me to have a change or experience a physical change within my life. Same thing with finances. Have you ever noticed that there's a certain group of people, we have certain cultures that are born into money and they keep money. They grow up into money. They find a way, they're wealthy as children and they become wealthy adults because they have a sense of entitlement. Their mindset believes that that's what life is all about. They don't understand anything else. They don't understand what being broke is or, what struggling is. So there's nothing to, because they believe, because that's what fuels their manifestations. That's what fuels their reality. They probably would never, ever be broke, and they'll continue to pass on and pass down generational wealth because there's a belief system that I don't even believe in being broke. Like, I don't even know what that is. So what is broke? So, and vice versa, where there are some people that were raised in poverty, that were raised struggling, raised with lack. And because of that, they grew up that way. And when I tell you these type of people, I don't care how much money they make, how great of a job they have. If they have $1 million in the bank, they have 999,000 problems and bills they have to pay. It's almost like they can't keep money. It's always a struggle. There's always money going out because the mindset is that I don't believe in wealth. Again, I don't care how great your job, how much money you bring in. It's like if you have $10, you're spending 9 of that. You can't help it because your perspective, your perception is in lack. You have to change your mind in order to change your life and your vibrational frequencies. But the things that you attract are based off of your subconscious energy. That's it. I don't care how many affirmations. You can say affirmations for 40 days and 40 nights. You can pray until your knees are bleeding and you see Jesus Christ himself in front of you. If you don't believe what you're praying for is true or can happen, it doesn't happen. And I know you can relate to this. There's a lot of you who are like, my prayers are just not being answered. I don't understand what's going on. Why aren't my prayers being heard or answered? It's because you don't believe them to be true. I know that you have seen miracles happen with people who have had underlying, like just pure faith. They knew something was going to happen and it did. But you can say something all you want with your mouth. If you don't believe it to be true, then it's not true. So you have to focus on your subconscious energy, not so much your thoughts, not so much your feelings, but your subconscious energy is what governs everything. And that's why this segment is called Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. All right. So the first step in changing your mind is by being honest with yourself. How you doing? You okay? You good? Are you happy? What are you lacking in your life? Are you willing to face yourself? Are you willing to see yourself? Are you willing to understand, see, and confront your reflection? 9 times out of 10, the problems that you have, if I'm speaking to you, if you have problems in your life right now, 9.99 chances are that you attracted them. If you have toxic people that surround you, well, guess what? You're attracted to them, which means that there may be something going on with you that may not be so healthy either, because we're only attracted to our reflections. That's it. I did a segment called Love Languages, and I had a couple of people, I did some interviews with men and women, and there were some women, beautiful as one girl, beautiful, beautiful. And she just kept saying, like, I keep getting guys that just cheat on me all the time. I don't know, these guys are liars. These guys are whores. They don't appreciate me. But looking at her, very pretty on the outside. But when I first saw her, I was like, her self-esteem is like shot. I could tell she had a sense of low value. I can tell that she was extremely insecure. I could tell because I'm really good at reading body language. And plus, I just know people. But I could tell, and even by talking to her, I could tell she was really insecure. An insecure person is going to attract another insecure person or be attracted to another insecure person. Now, people don't show the same problems that you have the way you do it, but trust and believe, if you're attracted to somebody or something, there's a magnetic connection that you have that draws you in where it matches. You have to match that. That's the law. That's the law of attraction. You match your frequencies. And I just asked her, I said, well, how do you feel about yourself? She was like, and you could tell from her answer that her, again, the way she views herself is not, she doesn't really think she's that pretty. She's gorgeous, girl, gorgeous. But in her mind, she has all these problems and imperfections, beautiful shape, everything. But she was like, I just want to, she was talking, I want to get lipo in my stomach. I want to get this done, get that done. I'm like, gosh, that's deep. And I get that. I come across a lot of beautiful women who have this issue, who are extremely insecure. Actually, some of the most beautiful women that I know are extremely insecure, have very, very low opinion of themselves. It may not show on the outside, but they really do. So if you don't feel the greatest about yourself, guess who you're going to be attracted to? Someone else who does not feel the greatest about themselves. Again, it may not be obvious. They may not show it like you do, but you guys are aligned. That's why you're attracted to one another. And then this guy, he was saying, I swear these women are crazy. They are nuts. They act a fool. They be using me. These women are users, and they're not mentally, emotionally stable. So first and foremost, as soon as I hear a guy say that, this is my rule. When a man tells me that all of his exes are crazy and deranged and they have all these problems, I'm not concerned about them. I'm concerned about him because you're attracted to this. If you're attracted to toxic, guess what? Again, you may be a deep suppressor. You may not show it the way others may show it. Maybe you're not as obvious with it. But best and believe you're attracted to who you are. If you do not like who and what you're attracting, if you don't like all of the obstacles and hard lessons, if you don't like all of the stagnation and delays and disappointments, then you have to change something within yourself. You have to admit the issue. For me, it was communication. I was attracting people for the longest that had horrible communication. I'm like, what's wrong? Great people. Now, mind, great people, great people, amazing personalities, beautiful hearts, loving people. But when it came down to try to communicate your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts, it was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. It was just dumb. It was stupid. I have ended a lot of relationships because of miscommunications or just lack of communication. So I was just like, what's wrong with everybody? I remember when when I had it was like a flashlight that went off. I was like, what's wrong with everybody? I don't get it. Like, everybody's crazy. And I had to again, take accountability. I had to be okay with seeing myself in the mirror. I had to look at myself, my reflection. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't like conflict either. I'll withdraw if there's any situation that happens that may feel uncomfortable. I'm out of here. Because for me, I love peace. I love positive energy, but that's not healthy to withdraw when something is uncomfortable. So I had to notice and see that about myself. I realized that I had an issue with communicating effectively and efficiently when something did not feel comfortable. Because I'll withdraw, I'll be Houdini in a heartbeat. Now you see me, now you don't. I'm Houdini. I was Houdini. And that's how it would be. I would disappear. And guess what? I was attracted to other people who had the same issues. Again, great people, but could not communicate worth a damn. It was frustrating, but then I had to look at myself and I had to say, okay, Candace, what is it about you? I had to be okay with looking in the mirror. First step. What is it about me? Why don't I like to face difficulties? Why am I so non-confrontational? Meaning that, and it's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that you should be confrontational. I'm saying that you need to be able to face things and difficulties in situations. You need to be able to talk about things, ask questions, and listen and have an understanding and not get defensive. Like, those are things that are very, very important when it comes down to communication in any type of relationships. And I had to look at myself like, what's going on? Why am I like this? And it went all the way back. When I was a kid. Some things that happened when I was a kid. I was bullied horribly. I was bullied so bad throughout elementary school and most of middle school. I was bullied so bad because I stuttered really. I still do sometimes, but I stuttered so freaking bad when I was younger, like to the point where it was like, it was bad. I stuttered pretty bad. And so I was afraid to talk. I didn't speak up because kids would make fun of me. Kids made fun of me. So anytime I tried to speak up or say something, kids would make fun of me. They would laugh at me. I was bullied. I mean, it was like torture when I was in school. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible experience. And on top of that, I was like the tallest one in the classroom. I'm 5'10", by the way. But when I was in 5th grade, I was like 5'6", 5'7". We didn't have the best clothes and things like that. So I was definitely a target for bullying. And I remember, and so I had to really sit with myself and find out, why do I have an issue with confrontation? Why do I have an issue with confronting issues? Why do I have an issue with expressing myself? Why do I just withdraw when something gets hard? And once I looked at myself and consciously made a decision that I'm going to work on that consciously, then that's when I began to attract a different type of people after actually taking action, purposely having conversations, purposely learning how to listen and be receptive, purposely learning how to problem solve and be sympathetic to another person's need or needs. I had to learn that. It took me a while. I had to learn that. Am I perfect with it? No. But I'm like 90% there. That's what I do know, because the people that I am attracting now, the way I always measure myself is based off of who I'm attracted to. The people in my life are amazing communicators. Sometimes too much communication where I'm just like, I just need my quiet time. But because I'm attracting different type of people, I know that I myself have grown, expanded, and have healed that part of myself tremendously. Am I 100%? No. I still, if things are way too much, I can't, I don't like to argue. I don't like confrontation. However, I'll stick in there with you for a little bit. I'll communicate. I'll ask questions and I'll listen. But if it's too much, if it's crazy, I'm out of there. So maybe, but still, I'm attracting a different type of people, and I'm attracted to a different type of people. And it's so much different now because I don't have fallouts. I don't. I used to have fallouts all the time because as soon as something got hard or there was a misunderstanding, okay, cool. And me being a Leo, we can be kind of stubborn, it is what it is. But I had to learn that it wasn't them, it was me. So once you first take accountability and you realize that it's not everybody else, it's not the world, it's not the man, it's not America, it's not any of that, is you. Once you realize, the first step in change is realizing that there's an issue. There is no solution without a problem. There's not. There's no solution without a problem. There has to be an issue before you can resolve it. And that's just how it goes. So that's what you do to create the change. You start there. So I just wanted to do this video because, again, a lot of people are just like, I don't understand why I'm repeating cycles. I don't understand why the same things keep happening over and over and over again. Well, it's not whatever it is, it's you. You have to make the changes internally in order for you to have the life that you desire. When you change your mind, you actually do change your life, whatever that may be. And again, look at what's going on around you. What is it that's attracting you? What are you attracted to? That's a great way to measure where you are. I do it all the time. If there's somebody and I'm like, ooh, no. I remember that's one thing I do. Like, that's one thing I notice now when someone does have communication issues. It's almost like it's a immediate, I recognize it so fast. And I'm like, nope, I'm not attracted to that any longer. You got to be able to talk. You have to be able, I can't stand, and one of the things, I can't stand excessive texters. That's one thing that's a sign for me that a person has issues with communication. I don't mind texting every once in a while, but someone who depends solely on text messaging, unless you're deaf or mute, there's no reason why you should be text messaging novels, especially when you don't know somebody. Like, that's the first red flag for me. And I can't. So I notice people who have issues with communication now, and I know how frustrating that can be. So I'm not attracted to that any longer. I don't really stay too long for that. So I just want you guys to kind of think about this, meditate on this, and look at your surroundings. What is it that you're currently manifesting? And again, if your life is great, and if you're truly happy with your life, this video is not really for you. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you know, and only you know the truth, not what you're showing people, not what you're posting on social media, not that. Be honest with yourself. If you truly do want change, you have to be honest with yourself. You do. That's the only way to create change. But you can have the abundant life. You can have the amazing relationships and friendships. You can have great positive blessings and situations that are attracted to you if you shift your vibrational frequency in your mindset, your subconscious energy and belief system, to know and understand that you deserve it. You deserve that. You deserve it all. If you believe you do deserve it. Having self-worth, having self-love, operating in self-care. And you guys, sometimes people get mad at me when I say this, but it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to put you first. I always say this, like, you can't be okay for anyone else if you're not okay within yourself, which means if you have to step back and be a little selfish, my God, do it. Do it. Setting positive and healthy boundaries, so I hope you guys enjoyed this segment, changing your mind to change your life. Make sure if you do like these videos, you subscribe. Videos will be downloaded every Wednesday and Friday of each week. And, make sure you also turn your notification button on, because sometimes I will be going live and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. You guys take care, be blessed. And until next time, all love. Bye.